We are discussing the advanced treatment of multiple sclerosis. The today discussion is about dimethyl fumarate. Dimethyl fumarate. Dimethyl fumarate. That is dimethyl fumarate. The dimethyl fumarate is a small molecule and it is a Krebs cycle metabolite. This dimethyl fumarate is a small molecule. It is a small molecule. Molecule. It is a metabolite of Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. It is a metabolite of Krebs cycles. But it has anti-inflammatory properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties. Anti-inflammatory properties. Due to this anti-inflammatory properties of the dimethyl fumarate, although it is a Krebs cycle metabolite, but it has anti-inflammatory properties. Due to its anti-inflammatory properties, that is used in the multiple sclerosis. It is moderately effective. It is moderately effective, not most effective. It is moderately effective. Moderately effective in the multiple sclerosis. It is most commonly used in the advanced treatment of psoriasis, but it can be used in the multiple sclerosis. The mechanism of action of the dimethyl fumarate are not fully understood, but it seems to modulate the expression of pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory cytokines. It's modulate and change the pro-inflammatory and inflammatory cytokine action. The pro-inflammatory and inflammatory cytokine action. So this was about the dimethyl fumarate. That is also used in the multiple sclerosis. This is moderately effective in the multiple sclerosis. The dimethyl fumarate also inhibits the ubiquitination and degradation of nuclear factors. Also inhibits the ubiquitination and degradation of the inflammatory factors and nuclear factors. Inflammatory of nuclear factors. It inhibits the ubiquitination and degradation of the nuclear factors. The nuclear factor is A2 related factor 2. That is nuclear factor A2 related factor 2. It inhibits the A2 related factor 2. This is also called the nuclear factor 2. This is also called the nuclear factor 2. The nuclear factor 2, FR factor. The nuclear factor 2. It inhibits the nuclear factor 2. The nuclear factor 2 is a transcription factors and binds to the antioxidant response elements. This binds to antioxidant response element. Antioxidant. This nuclear factor 2 binds to antioxidants response and they cause the inflammation of the neuron when the nuclear factor 2 binds in the cases of multiple sclerosis. The dimethyl fumarate reduces the attacks rates and significantly improves all measure of diseases in the multiple sclerosis. Dimethyl fumarate reduces the attacks. It reduces the attacks of multiple sclerosis and improve the symptoms in the multiple sclerosis. The dosage is twice daily orally indicated in schedule makes it somewhat less convenient, but mostly this is twice daily oral doses are given. The dimethyl fumarate for multiple sclerosis we give twice daily oral doses. This is about the dimethyl fumarate. There is evidence that the dimethyl fumarate is superior to glatiramer In some cases, sometimes the dimethyl fumarate is superior to glatiramar acetate. Sometimes it is superior to glatiramar acetate. The dimethyl fumarate 240 mg is administered orally twice each day. The dosage is 240 mg of dimethyl fumarate is administered orally per day or each day for the multiple sclerosis. The side effects of the dimethyl fumarate include abdominal discomfort, nausea, vomiting, flushing, and diarrhea. But these are the common at the start of the therapy. At the start of the therapy, the side effects may include the gastrointestinal discomfort, the GI discomfort. This includes diarrhea, flushing, and other symptoms of the GI. Nausea, vomiting may also occur. Nausea and vomiting at the start of the doses occur. At start of dose, at the initial stage, there is gastrointestinal discomfort. There is mild decrease in neutrophils and in lymphocytes count, and elevation of liver enzyme also occur. There is mildly decrease in neutrophil mildly decrease, and elevation of liver enzyme may occur. Because of the dosage of the dimethyl fumarate for multiple sclerosis. In some cases, there is progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy also occur. Progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. Several cases of the progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy are also reported because of the dosage of dimethyl fumarate for the treatment of multiple sclerosis. Most of these patients were lymphopenic and monitored for lymphopenia every 6 months. When we give the dimethyl fumarate, we also check the lymphocytes neutrophil count for 6 months. This is close observation. For close observation, we give the dimethyl fumarate. If the lymphocyte count is less than 500 cells per ml, so alternative treatment must be started. If the lymphocyte count is less than 500 cells, per ml, we start alternative to the multiple sclerosis. We stop this dimethyl fumarate if the lymphocyte count is less than 500 cells per ml. Now we discuss about another drug for the advanced treatment of the multiple sclerosis. Another drug name is natalizumab. The natalizumab can be given for multiple sclerosis. It is the most effective. Natalizumab is the most effective for the treatment of multiple sclerosis. It is most effective. The natalizumab is a humanized monoclonal antibody. This is the natalizumab is the monoclonal antibody, human monoclonal antibody. This is the human monoclonal antibody. This antibody directed against the alpha 4 subunit of the alpha 1 beta 1 integrin. This act against the alpha 4. This monoclonal antibody of the natalizumab act against the alpha 4 subunit is alpha 4 beta 1 of the integrin. It acts against the alpha 4 subunit alpha 4 beta 1. That is integrin. Integrin is a cellular adhesions molecule expressed on the surface of lymphocytes. This integrin is a adhesions molecule, and this integrin is expressed at the surface. It expressed on the surface of lymphocytes. So the Natalizumab is the most effective treatment for multiple sclerosis. It is a monoclonal antibody against the alpha 4 unit. The subunit is alpha 4 beta 1 of the integrin. It acts against the alpha 4 beta 1 subunit of the integrin. What integrin do? Integrin is a adhesion molecule and they are present at the surface of the lymphocytes. When this integrin are inhibited by the monoclonal antibody of natalizumab, so there is no adhesion molecule, that is integrin, on the surface of lymphocytes, and the lymphocyte cannot be bent from bending to the endothelial cells. This preventing the lymphocytes from penetrating the blood-brain barrier. When this adhesion molecule cannot bend to the lymphocytes, so the lymphocytes cannot bend to the lymphocytes cannot bend to the endothelial cells, So this lymphocytes cannot be bent to the endothelial cells of the blood-brain barrier, and it does not disrupt the blood-brain barrier when we give the monoclonal antibody natalizumab. Natalizumab is highly effective in reducing the attack rate and improve all the measures of the disease severity in the multiple sclerosis, both clinical and MRI symptoms. The MRI signs. When we give the natalizumab, it is most effective. Natalizumab reduces the attacks, improve the severity of disease. There is improvement in the signs on MRI. The multiple lesion in the multiple sclerosis in the MRI can be reduced when we give the natalizumab. The natalizumab is normally we give 300 mg. It is administered by the infusion each month. Natalizumab is normally give IV infusion 300 mg. IV infusion 300 mg. The natalizumab we normally give 300 mg infusions each month, every month. A 300 infusion of natalizumab we give for the multiple sclerosis. The natalizumab 300 infusion each month is the most effective and gold standard for the multiple sclerosis. This is the best drug. This is the most effective and most safest drug for the multiple sclerosis. This is the natalizumab, and we give every month 300 mg of infusion of the natalizumab. Treatment with natalizumab is in general well tolerated. This is also the good effect. The treatment of natalizumab is well tolerated to the patient. Natalizumab we can also give for psoriasis also, but this is best and the most effective gold standard treatment in the multiple sclerosis. This is well tolerated in the patient of the multiple sclerosis. A small percentage of patients experience hypersensitivity. This is small percentage, not large percentage. That is less than 10% of patients experience hypersensitivity. Less than 10%. 90% of patients it works best, and in the small percentage, less than 10% experience the hypersensitivity. To this monoclonal antibody, hypersensitivity to this monoclonal antibody. Small percentage of the patient experience hypersensitivity, that is less than 10% of people. And 90% of people will be have good effects of the natalizumab. The hypersensitivity reaction in this small percentage of people, that is less than 10%, include anaphylaxis, and less than 6% there is develop neutralizing antibodies to the molecule. Less than 6% or 6% people develop neutralizing antibodies. Neutralizing antibodies. But this is a whole. This is the most effective and gold standard treatment for the multiple sclerosis. The lesions and the MRI can also disappear. But the long-term treatment, there is risk of life-threatening condition resulting from infection by virus. Long-term given of the natalizumab is not good. Long-term administration of the natalizumab, there is a risk of infection of the virus. What is the name of this virus? They call the long-term administration of the natalizumab. The name of this virus is John Cunigan virus. That is John Cunigan virus, JC virus infection. If we give the natalizumab for long time or short time, it is most effective and the gold standard treatment of multiple sclerosis. The incidence of this infection is very low in the first year of treatment. but then rises in subsequently year of treatment. In the first year of treatment, this infection is low. In the first year of treatment of multiple sclerosis, this is less. This JC infection, JC virus infection is less. There are about 2 cases per 1000 patients per year. 2 cases, only 2 cases in the 1000 of patients of multiple sclerosis who treated with the Natalizumab. There are 2 cases who become infected by the JC virus infection. But the antibodies against the JC virus in the serum cannot be the risk. Antibody against this JC virus infection is not risk. If the antibody in the serum was identified, this is not the risk of the infection. Approximately half of the adult population is the JC antibody positive, indicating that they are experiencing an asymptomatic infection with the JC virus at some time. Half of all population, the JC antibodies are positive. It means that there is no risk of infection. In the normal half population, the JC antibodies are positives. If the antibody positive in the patient, we can also change into another disease-modifying therapy should be strongly considered. We can also switch into another drug. But normally, half of the population, the JC antibody are positive, and the half of population of the normal population. So this was about the Natalizumab. Whereas the Natalizumab is the best, most effective, and the gold standard treatment for the multiple sclerosis. The dosage is 300 mg infusion every monthly.